For week two of the National Football League season begins. Week two starts tonight with the Giants and the Washington football team. I almost called them by their old name. Hopefully, everyone cashed a lot in week one. We're going to start our picks for week two. So let me throw it over to the Philly Godfather.
Welcome back, guys, to Fight the Action. We got a star-studded cast, some of the most feared sports bettors in the world. Starting off with the legend, the Philly Rooster. We got the 8-Ball, Matt from the College Kids, and Jimmy the Sheepista. He's on here. And the best-looking guy on the planet, his name is Dave Mason from Bet Online. Dave, what's going on down there in Costa Rica?
Oh, man, all good, man. A little hot. Some rain coming my way, so you never know if my electricity's going to shut down, but we'll give it a shot, man. Let's go.
And we just picked up Batman and had Gotham City big, so let's get the party started. Let's help you guys make some money.
Godfather, by the way, I know we had some technical difficulties last week. The dog, that's not me.
Well, you know why the dogs are barking? Because the dogs were barking last week in the NFL, and they might show up again this week. So let's see what happens. Dave, let's go before we start off with the Giants-Washington game. Let's skip that, save that for the end. And let's start off with what's that game? 269, 270 on your screen. New Orleans at Carolina. Game opened up 1.5. We see a significant move up to 3.5. It's bouncing back to 3.5 to 3. We'll come on and Bet Online to show up money with the bet splits, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, we're currently Saints 3.5, total 45. The action's pretty split. 53% of the cash right now is on the Saints. I mean, that would be a lot higher if it wasn't for all the COVID stuff. The total split too. 52% is on the over. Nothing too sharp here at Bet Online.
Then we go to Philly Rooster. Rooster, you got to play with this game. Who do you like this matchup?
I like under in this game, and I lean Panthers as well. I went under 47. It's down to 45. I have a feeling it's going to go a little lower. The Saints, it's a classic example. Week two usually is the mirror opposite of week one in the NFL. I've seen it, been watching this for 20 years. It's a great trend. When you see a team like the Saints that overperformed and blew out, unexpectedly blows out a team, the following week is a big letdown because now the Panthers have game planned for them. And the Panthers, although I don't think they're going to have a tremendous performance, I just think it's going to be a closer game, much better defense. I lean Panthers, but I definitely like the under here.
I mean, if you go back to last year, the first time the two teams played, it was a close game. I think it was 27-24. The Panthers lost the game, and they only rushed for 34 yards while losing the time battle by 9 minutes. Second time they played last year, the Panthers got blown out 33-7, but they turned the ball over, I think, 5 times in that game, and that was the main reason why they lost. So even though they were a much inferior team last year, both games were – I mean, if you take out that blowout and those 5 turnovers in the second game, they played them tough in the box score in both games. They didn't have McCaffrey in either game last year. This year he's playing. He's probably the most dangerous weapon in the NFL. So I like Carolina here, +4, +3.5. And honestly, after what the Saints did last week, the public's going to be all over this team. Don't be surprised if the Panthers win this game outright. Let me go to Batman. Batman, you got an opinion on this matchup?
Yeah, man, I like Carolina +4. I think it's a great bet. I think you're going to see a totally different style of game from Carolina. They're going to have a little bit more ground and pound, a little bit more ball control with Christian McCaffrey. Green Bay made a huge defense, and Aaron Rodgers even said it. If anybody watched this week, Aaron was on a couple shows. He said they were playing a two-deep shell, and the number one thing you do against a two-deep shell is you run the football. Well, neither their coach nor Aaron Rodgers were checking to the run, so every play they were trying to throw the football down the field right into the two-deep shell, and it led perfectly into New Orleans' hands. Carolina +4 is a great play this week for me.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 271, 272. Houston travels to Cleveland. Cleveland, big letdown last week. They were winning the game throughout the whole game. They basically gave the game away to the Chiefs. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Is there any early money coming in on either one of these squads, and what are the bet splits like?
I don't know where Dave's at.
Did we lose you, Dave?
Says he's on.
Yeah, I'm on mute. How about that? I'm just talking to myself here. 60.
Godfather, don't blame me for
Oh,
that one.
man.
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
You might have a couple girls over there. Listen, you ain't got to lie to us about the mute button, Dave. I mean, if you got something going on, just let us know.
Yeah. As long as my cam remains broken, I'm good to go. 63% of the cash is on the Browns. 85% is on the over. Browns currently given 13. Nothing too sharp here at Bet Online.
Does anyone have an opinion on this game? Bruce, you got an opinion on this one?
Nothing strong. Again, the Browns played a great game last week. I think they're a good team, but week 2, double-digit favorite. There's no way I could lay that. I mean, this game might get to 14, and I'm just going to sit back and wait. I mean, the Texans, I think they're going to be bad, but I don't think they lose this game by 2 touchdowns, put it that way.
Yeah. At first glance, I kind of agreed with you. I mean, Houston did look good. They put up 37 points last week. But that Jags team, they turned the ball over 3 times. They had 82 yards in penalties. I mean, they let up 160 yards. That's not going to happen this week. And the way Cleveland lost last week, I think they're coming out a little pissed off. I don't think 12.5 is going to be enough. I like Cleveland here. I usually won't lay a number that big. But the way they lost that game last week, I think they're going to make a statement this week against a real bad Texans team. I like.
They beat the Chiefs and they beat themselves. I agree with you, Steve. I mean,
you think
I can lay 12.5 here. This is the favorite or nothing. Houston shot their load last week. They were so surprised they won by that many.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 273-274. Cincinnati with a huge upset win last week, even though we were on with +3. But if you look at the box score, Minnesota dominated that game, and we were kind of lucky that Cincinnati ended up covering the spread and winning outright. They traveled to Chicago this week. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Which way are they betting this game? The bet split. Is there any short either side early in the week?
Yeah, man. The Bengals, the public's on the Bengals. 70% of the action's on the Bengals. There's also some sharp action on the Bengals. 63% of the action's on the over, which is currently 45 points. Yep, that's what we got Bet Online.
Now, early in the week, what are the difference in the bet limits? I know there's softer limits early in the week than on game day. If you want to explain to everyone what you guys take early in the week compared to on game day.
Well, for Sunday's games, we're at 15,000, and again, and by game tomorrow, I believe we knock them up to 50 grand or so. By game day, they're definitely 50 grand. Like tonight's game's already 50,000. But again, you can rebet that here at Bet Online. Every 60 seconds, every 61 seconds, or an odds move, whichever comes first. So just keep tapping it.
Good stuff. Let me go to Jimmy. Jimmy, you got a side on this game? You got an opinion? Have you heard anything? In the shadows where you rule supreme?
The shadows only lean to the dog, but now it's getting to the point. I mean, it's what's a 1-point favorite now?
Yeah,
2.5 is a beautiful price. +1. I mean, the public's going to follow. I mean, could we be laying pick back the other way? So,
Bruce, you like anyone here? I know you might have an opinion on this one.
What's that?
I kind of like the Bears here. The Bengals, again, I think they overperformed a little bit last week. The Bears just got thrown on their heels. I thought the Bears were going to play much better last week. But I think they bounced back a little bit this week. As this line comes down, I'm gonna say right now I like the Bears.
Bears -1.
Yeah,
You might get pick 'em, Ross.
yeah, I agree with you. As it comes, I'm gonna wait. There's no reason to bet it now. This line's only going one direction.
Yeah, and like Dave said, the public and there's some early sharp money on the Bengals. Mark, you got an opinion? You got?
Yeah, I think this is the week where it's going to be a shitty first half both ways, and I think this is where we see our man Fields take the job and the Bears win the second half.
Well, you got any inside information on that, or are you just speculating?
No, but they're already calling for Dalton's head, and I fact, it was weird. I was at the Guns N' Roses concert on Sunday night, and I'm watching Twitter to see what's going on in this game. And I have a lot of Bears fans who, through my boxing and sports stuff, they were begging for Fields to get in the game. And, I think the pressure is going to be too much, especially if the Bears and Dalton struggle early.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 275, 276. Vegas. I mean, what a game that was against the Ravens. We took them plus 4.5 early in the week, and they actually ended up winning the game outright. They traveled to Pittsburgh, who showed some grit, taking down Buffalo outright as a 6.5-point dog. Let's go to Dave Mason first. Which way is the public betting this? Is there any sharp money on the side or a total here?
Nothing too sharp. 86% of the cash is on the Steelers. 89% is on the under. Currently 47, and this will be a huge game to tease too. Everybody will be teasing those Steelers down. They'll pick them.
Yeah, let me go to Sheep. Sheep, you got an opinion on this one? The line's currently 6, open up 5.5. I'm seeing some 6.5s out in the market. You got any opinion on this one? Vegas at Pittsburgh. You press mute too.
He doesn't have the greatest internet connection, according to my friend.
Just let him talk. Just let him talk. Let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, you got an opinion on this Vegas Pittsburgh game?
Raiders dealing with a lot of injuries right now. They got a big win at home against the Ravens. I just think it's a letdown spot for them. I lean Steelers minus the 6. If it gets to 7, I'll probably lean Vegas, but right now I lean Steelers.
Brewster, but the way Vegas was putting up points and the way Pittsburgh's offense struggled last week, I mean, how do you play this? How do you handicap this? I mean, which side are you leaning? It's a tough one.
It's a tough game. They're all tough in the NFL, but I'm with 8 Ball here. I think you have to lean Steelers. I mean, the Raiders coming off of such an emotional game, and that matters. That they're going to have a little bit of letdown, especially in the first half. I kind of lean Steelers first half here.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 277, 278. Buffalo loses outright as a 6.5-point favorite at home. They travel down to Miami. This is going to be a tough division game. Game opened up 3. You see it bouncing around from 3 to 3.5, back to 3, 3 minus 20. Dave, anything going on in this one at BetOnline?
Yeah, we got some sharp on Miami plus 3.5, currently plus 3. Bills, 60% of cash is on the Bills. 61% is on the over.
All right, let's go to Batman. I know you got an opinion on the side here. Who do you like here?
I like Buffalo minus the 3. When it popped, we played it. Sometimes there's certain teams for matchups, right? Josh Allen absolutely plays career games against the Miami Dolphins and that coaching staff. He's 66.5% against Brian Flores, 1,100 yards, and he's got a 12-to-1 touchdown ratio. If you look at those games last year, Buffalo did win by 3 early, but Fitzpatrick played QB, and when they put Tua in the follow-up game, he had 4 INTs, and they won by 30 points basically. I just don't think that Miami can score enough with Buffalo. I think that after that loss last week at home, Buffalo's going to have a little red monkey behind them, going to be a little upset. Josh Allen's got a good matchup here. I think Buffalo comes in and beats them up pretty good. I think the minus 3 is gold.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, Miami, the Patriots gave Miami that game. I think the Patriots outplayed them and just made more mistakes. Let me go to Matt from the College Kids here. Matt, you got an opinion on this one?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you guys see me?
No.
All right. I don't know why, but all right. I'll just talk about the game. Yeah, I have an opinion. We took Bills minus 3. The Dolphins, I think they're going to have some trouble here with Josh Allen. I mean, they had trouble last week with Mac Jones. Honestly, to me, the Patriots should have won that game, covered that game by a good amount last week. And what they give up, 270 yards to Mac Jones, rookie quarterback, first game playing. With Josh Allen, I mean, he's a whole nother monster with that Bills offense and Diggs and those boys, Beasley. They got some weapons on that offense. I think the Dolphins are going to have some trouble. I wasn't that impressed by Tua. Tua doesn't impress me. We took Bills minus 3.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. 279, 280. The Rams travel to Indianapolis here. Rams with a big win. against the Bears, and the Colts kind of faded against Seattle last week. Dave Mason from Bet Online, game opened up 3. We're seeing a little movement up to 3.5. What's going on at Bet Online?
Yeah, we're currently -3.5, -113 with a total of 48.5. Nothing too sharp here. 62% of the cash is on the Rams, minus the 3.5, and 57% is on the over.
Let me go to Rooster. Rooster, you got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I like the Colts here a lot. I think the Colts have a major bounce back week. Wentz actually played pretty well. I mean, he had his issues. He was under a lot of pressure, but he didn't really make any stupid mistakes. And I think the Rams are in line for a letdown here. They had way too easy of a time. The Colts have to win this game. The Rams really don't. I'm taking the dog here pretty heavy, and I'm going to hit the money line as well.
Yeah, I like the Colts too. I mean, the Bears show that you can run on that Rams defense, and the Colts have a great running game. If they can control the clock, limit their mistakes, they definitely got a chance to cover that 4, 3.5. And they might, like you said, they might have a chance of winning the game outright. Let's go to the next game on the screen. This is the big one for all Philly fans. 49ers travel to Philly. If you remember last week, I think it was week 4 of the season when they came to town as double-digit favorites, and the Birds beat them. This year, San Francisco again has hit the injury bug. A bunch of issues, running back, cornerbacks, a couple other guys. Dave Mason from BetOnline. Is there any sharp money on either side early in the week?
Yeah, man, the Birds plus 3.5 is sharp. Again, currently +3, -115. The total money is 50-50, you know, public money and all the money combines 50-50, and 57% is on the over. But yeah, the Birds are sharp at plus 3.5.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, you like anyone in this matchup?
No. I know the sharp side's the Philadelphia Eagles. I understand it. I think if you go back and you look up piece for piece, line for line, I think San Francisco is significantly better in all the areas of the football game. I'm going to sit back and watch this one. Sharp money's definitely taking the Eagles. I'm going to pass on this game.
Rooster, you like anyone in this matchup?
I do, and I'm actually anti-Eagles this year. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I love them in this spot. First of all, they're at home. They know that this is a gigantic game for them because they have Dallas at Dallas coming up. Then they have the Chiefs at home. Then they're at the Panthers, and then they have the Bucs at home. And they have to come out of this 3-3 to have any chance to win the division. This has to be a win, assuming they're going to lose to the Chiefs and Bucs, and probably lose in Dallas. Hopefully they grab a win at the Panthers, which is no easy task. But they have to beat the 49ers at home to be in the conversation after 6 weeks of this season. Now, I know anything can happen, but I guarantee they're looking ahead and saying this is a must-win for us at home. And, this is going to be hard for the 49ers to game plan because last week was such a blowout. The Eagles didn't have to show their hand. They could do whatever they wanted. So they can game plan just for this game, and they're going to have no idea what the Eagles are going to do. I like them a lot here. It's my biggest bet of the week.
Wow. I haven't bet yet. I know the Eagles are the healthier team. I mean, they're at home. San Fran back-to-back road games. Both defensive lines look pretty good, but I think the Eagles' pressure rate was a lot stronger last week against a slightly better opponent. I mean, I think Atlanta's a little better than Detroit. And like I said, the pressure rate
back at the end of that game, I know it was only a minute and a half, but that shows that there's some holes in this defense for sure.
Yeah, the 49ers. Yeah, and you know what's funny? Every year they have like a brain cramp towards the end of the game. I know a couple years ago it was against Atlanta. Last year they did it. They were injured a lot, but it seems like they always get those brain cramps towards the end of the game. And a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, I mean, San Francisco's pass rush is intense, but a guy that can use his legs, he can negate some of that. And a lot of those little dink and dunk passes, I mean, it'll keep it safe. He won't go down the field. If they don't turn over the ball, I kind of agree with you, man. I think the Eagles plus 3.5. I haven't bet it yet, but that's where the money's probably going to be at. All right, let's go to the next game on the screen with Dave Mason. The Broncos coming off a huge win against the Giants against Jacksonville this week. They travel to Jacksonville. Jacksonville just looked atrocious against the Texans. Dave Mason from BetOnline. Any action so far in this game?
There's action, not a lot of sharp action though, but 56% of the cash is on the Broncos -6, -114, and 62% is on the over 45.
Let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 285, 286. The Patriots coming off a loss to Miami. Take on the Jets and at the Jets. Game opened up 3.5. It's up to 6. Dave, which way is the money going in this one?
There was some early sharp money on the Patriots, -3.5. That's got it moving up to 6. 78% of the cash is on the Patriots as well. Currently -6, -105. 54% is on the under.
Let me go to April. April, you got an opinion on this game?
Not on the side, but I lean under. Both the strength of both these teams is their defense. You saw the Jets; they held Carolina 19 points. New England held Miami, I think, to 17 points. So I think it's going to be a defensive game, and I like the under 43 here.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Game 287, 288. The Vikings surprisingly losing to Cincinnati last week. They traveled to Arizona and blew the doors off the Titans. This game opened to what? 3. It's up to 3.5, 4 in some spots. Dave, all down there in Carolina.
59% of cash is on the Vikings. 66% is on the over. Nothing too sharp.
All right, let me go to TCK. Matt from TCK. You got an opinion on this one?
Nah, we don't have any opinion on this one.
April, you got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I do lean Arizona in this one. I mean, the Vikings' offensive line just looked shook last week. I think they had like 7 or 8 false starts and penalties added all together. You saw Chandler Jones for the Cardinals with 5 sacks. Him and J.J. Watt, one of the best defensive lines in football now. I think they're going to take over the line of scrimmage and win that game and cover the spread.
Rooster, you like anyone in this matchup?
I lean favorite too. I didn't really bet it yet. I missed the number. But, I mean, I'm not sold on him, but how can you not love that quarterback after last week? He was unbelievable. And his accuracy, forget about the running. That was great. That was a bonus. But, to me, he's a better Jalen Hurts because he feels comfortable in the pocket. Hurts scares me. I think the Eagles are in trouble, not this week, but moving forward, maybe 3-4 weeks in when this kid gets his bell rung. But Murray doesn't get hit. And he's comfortable in the pocket. He moved up last week. I was really impressed with this kid. I think they win this game pretty easy. Vikings looked horrible.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Atlanta travels to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's had some extra rest. 12.5, 13. Dave from Bet Online, what's going on down there?
Yeah, we currently have Buccaneers at 12.5-point favorites, -104 with a total of 52. Action split, 52% of cash is on the Falcons, 66% is on the under. Nothing too sharp.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, you got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I lean Tampa Bay here really strong. I think that the coach for Atlanta is in over his head. I don't think that he's head coaching material, in my humble opinion. They are terrible on the offensive and defensive lines. Matt Ryan has that hesitation. He's got that same look in his eye where the brain is telling him to throw it and he can't release it. I think you're going to see Tampa Bay dominate the line of scrimmage. I mean, I think Tampa Bay walks away with it. No play for me, but if I had to, it'd be Tampa minus the 12.5.
April, you got a side or a total on this one? I know it's a lot of points, man. But
I agree with Batman here. I think Tampa's the only way to go this game. Atlanta's secondary was torched by the Eagles. I don't think they're going to be able to match up with Tampa's wide receivers. I'd lean Tampa in this one.
all right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Game 291, 292. Tennessee getting their ass whipped against Arizona last week at home. Now they got to travel to Seattle, who looks unstoppable. I mean, Russell Wilson's amazing. Their pass rush was strong. Let me go to Dave Mason before I go to Sheep. Dave, what's going on?
Yeah, the Sharps and the public are aligned on this one, which we never like. Sharps took the Seahawks at about -5. 81% of the early cash is on the Seahawks as well, minus the points. 70% is on the over.
All right, let me go to Sheep. Sheep, can you hear us? Jimmy, we still can't hear you. No volume. There's no volume. We can't hear you. Did you mute it? Rooster, did you do something to his computer? What'd you do to Sheep? We can't hear you, Jimmy.
You got to unmute it. Hit the mute button.
You got a mute button?
Oh man.
It says he doesn't have the. He says he doesn't have the greatest connection.
Oh my God! I know Rooster does something.
It's like your grandpa with the computer. Grandpa, hit the send button.
Pop, turn the volume up.
I think he can hear us. Maybe if he logs out, logs back in, and may start working.
He goes down to the lock of the week. Open that piano. Let me go to Batman. Batman, you got an opinion on this one?
I'm trying to gather myself. This is. I literally joined this show to hear Jimmy Baba. That's really why I came. And I am so upset that I can't hear that man speak. I don't know what to do right now. This is heartbreaking for me. Hopefully, somebody will get him fixed next week, and I can listen to him.
All right, Baba, you're coming to my house for this next week.
I really like this game.
We got to blow this down. We got like 15 minutes left before the game starts.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so last week, their best offensive lineman, Taylor Lewan, the all-pro guard, you know how many sacks he gave up? 5. He personally gave up 5 sacks. He is injured. He is hurt. Their offensive line's bad. They have the worst secondary in the NFL, okay? Now all the pressure is on Ryan Tannehill to score 50 points every week. That doesn't work in the NFL. That means that Derrick Henry's going to be taken out of the game, and now he's throwing to Julio Jones, who, is not the same Julio we know. Seattle -5 is a fabulous play this week.
8-Ball, you got an opinion on this one?
I'm going to wait back and let this game marinate a little bit more. I like the Titans +6 early. Might get off the game. It's a bit scary with that Tennessee defense.
All right, Bruce, you got an opinion?
I mean, how could you not lean Seahawks? And I have to apologize to Russell Wilson last week. I compared Carson Wentz to him, and I got worried for it on Twitter. I apologize. The man is way better than Carson Wentz, and I like Seahawks.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board. 293-294 Cowboys travel to play the Chargers. Cowboys with some extra rest. They got some issues on their offensive line. I know Lawrence is out on the defensive line. They've been hit with the injury bug as well. Little COVID action. Dave from Bet Online, Dave Mason. Which way is the public betting this? Is there any sharp money on either side? What's going on?
Chargers are sharp, 2.5, I believe 3. They're currently favored by 3.5, and the public, I mean, that's 50-50. It's choppy. 53% of cash is on the Chargers. 51%. No, on the total. My bad. 78% is on the over.
I mean, with the what you guys open up the total at?
51, I believe.
And what's it up to 56?
55.
And is the public still betting the over?
Yep.
Wow, that's kind of scary. Let me go to Rooster. Rooster, when you see a total move like that many points, what do you do?
Well, I start looking to go the other way if it gets to a key number. Now, the problem is it's right in that dead zone. 55, 56 is nothing. 57's okay. I doubt it'll get there. But obviously, when I look at that, I kick myself for not going over 51. But to me, this is a no bet on the total. But if anything, I'd be looking to bet under if it keeps going up.
But I will
say this is Baba's absolute mortal lock of a week on the Cowboys.
He said he hopes you're on the Chargers. That's what he said.
Yeah, I actually like the Cowboys as well. I think everybody's talking about the Chargers now, like, oh my God, this coach quarterback combination is the greatest thing in 20 years. And I think it's a perfect example of a team that people are way too high on right now. And the Cowboys look good last week. They should have won that game. Dak played good. He looks like he's as mobile as he's ever been. That injury doesn't look like it's slowing him down at all. I like the Cowboys here. I think they can win outright.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, talking about injuries. How did Dak look to you in that game? And do you think they can hang with the Chargers here?
I think Dak looked very good in that game. We've spoken a couple times this week, and I told you I went back and rewatched his motion and movement. I think his motion and movement is really good. I mean, they went against one of the best defenses, the most physical defenses in the league, and they put up a whole bunch of points. I mean, they played great in that football game. I mean, they should have absolutely won that game. I mean, Mike McCarthy kicking the field goal from the 2-3 yard line. I mean, that's why they didn't win that game. I mean, they should have won that game. And if they beat Tampa Bay, what's the spread in this game? LA's -3. There's no way. This opens up a pick. So you tell me that you're going to give me that. Derwin James is also super questionable in this game. If he does not play, this is a platinum play, the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. There you go there. All right, let's go to the next game real quick. 295, 296. Kansas City travels to Baltimore. Baltimore loses to Vegas. The Chiefs got lucky against the Browns. Line opened up 2.5. There was some early movement. Dave from Bet Online. What's going on with this one?
Nothing sharp, but the public's all over the Chiefs. 83% of the early cash is on the Chiefs -3.5. 58% on the under, currently 54.5.
Now, did you open this one up at 2.5, like some other books, or did you open up at 3?
Yeah, 2.5 and 53.5.
And where you at now?
3.5. 3.5 -112.
You guys moving off that key number. You worrying about getting middle at all, or?
Not really. I mean, the early action's so insignificant. The sharp guys aren't on it yet because they're waiting till limits go up everywhere. You guys know that. I'm preaching the choir there. So, yeah, I mean, you might get middled by some of the early birds, but you gotta think about the bigger picture. All that cash that's coming in late in the mid-late week. You know what I mean? You can't really worry about the guys early in the week middling you when the limits are lower. There's a method to the madness, right?
Absolutely. Let me go to April. April, you got an opinion on this one?
No, I don't really love this game as of now. No opinion right now.
College kids, Matt, you like anyone?
On this Baltimore game, I have no opinion.
Rooster?
I mean, I'm starting the undefeated season watch here for the Chiefs. Andy Reid comes back, wins that game with a tremendous coaching job. That was unbelievable. They should have lost that game 9 different ways. Mahomes was a magician. I'm starting the undefeated season watch right now.
There you go. Right there. I'd ask Jimmy something, but we can't hear a word he's saying. All right, let's go to Monday Night Football.
Hey, does Jimmy know sign language?
Now, you know what? Let's go to tonight's game before we go to Monday Night Football. Game 101, 102. Giants at Washington. Both teams starting off the season 0-1. I think the line opened up 3.5. I'm seeing some 4s in the market. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Any sharp money on this one tonight?
Yeah, we're currently at 4 -112. We actually took a little bit of sharp action on the Washington football team. We need the Giants. I mean, 59% of cash is on the Washington football team. 59% is on the under.
Any sharp movement on the total? I know it went from 43 down to 40.5, and then shooting back up. Any sharp money on the total?
I don't see it. There could be, but I don't see it.
Rooster, got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I actually got a text from a friend of mine up in Boston, said the game's down to 40.5. What do you think? And I started looking close at it. I went over to 40.5. I think there's going to be some scoring tonight. 43 was the right line, and 41 is a key number. So I think over 40.5, if you can get it, is a good bet here.
April, you like anyone in this one?
Yeah, I love Washington tonight at -3. I mean, the Giants have a new center playing tonight, Billy Price. So you got some shuffling there. I think Saquon Barkley is still banged up. They couldn't move the ball against the Broncos week 1. Washington held that Chargers' prolific offense to 20 points. I think Washington's going to dominate the line of scrimmage tonight and get it done.
Yeah, I got to agree with Rooster, man. I like the over a little bit. I mean, both defenses struggled last week big time with their efficiency on third down. They had major problems. Total opened up, like I said, 43. It moved down 2.5 points. Now it's starting to shoot back up. But that was really the buy point, like Rooster said, 40.5. I think there's been an overreaction in the market based off of last week. Both these teams struggled on offense. Both quarterbacks can use their legs here if they have to. The Giants have some strong wide receivers in Galladay and Shepard, and Galladay gets a little healthier this week. Washington's main receivers, McLaurin and Humphreys. They're great at creating separation, and they were actually number one in separation last week. If you look at Gen Stats and average separation, so you got some great wide receivers out there. I mean, I'm expecting a couple points here. A division game, both teams know each other like the back of their hand. I kind of like the Giants a little bit, plus the points. I think it's a coin flip. If you look at the projected season win totals at the beginning of the year, Washington was at 8. Giants, I think, were at 7.5. And then Washington loses their quarterback, Curtis Samuel, ain't playing. Kind of like the dog a little bit, but I like the over a little bit more. Batman, you like anyone in this one?
Yeah, man, I like the New York Giants tonight in this game. I think that Taylor Heineke did not have much preparation this year. They've really been focused on Ryan Fitzpatrick. If you listen to all the beat writers, I just think that I know he had a really good game last year against Tampa Bay. He played very well. He did have preparation in there quite a bit, and I just think that this is a divisional game that's going to be close. I think the Redskins win, but I think I see 4.5 in the market now. I think that's too much. I think the Giants plus 4.5 is a great bet, in my opinion.
It's a big money, though, moving that line. It's starting to move. All right,
Godfather, real quickly, this might be the only game where Daniel Jones might be the better quarterback. Take the Giants.
I'm not even sure about that. Sheep, are you back?
I said the word maybe.
Sheep, you there?
You still can't hear him.
Still can't hear you, brother. All right, let's go. Last game, Monday Night Football. It's still early. Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay got crushed last week. Game opened up 10.5. I'm seeing some 11 in the market, 11.5. Dave Mason from BetOnline. Any early action on this one?
Nothing sharp. We're currently at 11.5. Public's on the Packers. 72% of the cash is on Green Bay. 66% is on over 48.5.
All right, Sheep just sent us a text. He said he loves the Giants plus 4. He said to go out there and grab as much of that as you can. And that's it, guys. I kind of broke down almost every game. We gave you guys the bookmaker's perspective, gave you guys some sharp moves. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Anyone else got something to say out there?
Yeah, let's give out some college picks this week. You cool with that? I'll start.
College picks? What do you got? You like Cincinnati a little bit?
This week, all right, the world is about to know Des Ridder, okay? Des Ridder is the best quarterback in college football. I'm going to repeat that one more time. He is the best player in college football at the quarterback position that no one knows about. His speed, his arm, his quickness. UC -3 against a very overrated Indiana team. UC is going to smash Indiana on Saturday at noon. Bearcats to the window.
There you go. Follow Batman at Gotham City Vig. Dave Mason, thanks for coming on again. You're the best on the planet at BetOnline. Any promos out there?
Man, there's always promos. Get on the promos page. Welcome bonus, 50% welcome bonus with promo code BOL1000. That's a 50% bonus up to $1,000 in free plays.
There you go, right there. Philly Rooster. You can find him on Twitter at Philly Rooster. The 8 Ball at the 8 Ball. You got Matt from the College Kids at TCK_experience. You got Hall of Fame boxing superstar Mark Abrams over there, Lang City Hall of Fame. And you got Give Me the Sheep Batista at Barry Wright number. Did I miss anyone? That's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.